Okay, so now it's recording. So just in case the meeting wasn't previously recorded, because it didn't look like it was, um, there was a question that I received, and I want us to hold space for our bodies so that we're able to allow it to communicate, allow it to speak, whatever fears, concerns, whether it's sadness, anger, frustration, um, whatever our bodies are feeling, because we hold so much within it, just giving it space to hold and to feel that, whether it's burden behind finances or upgrading our lives or choices that we're making or decisions or any emotions that are running through our mind. We're just giving our body a chance to speak and hold space for it. So that's what I'll be doing in this meditation. So welcome, whether you're catching live or you're watching the replay. This is a safe space. Take a moment to be in stillness where you are, whether you're laying down, whether you're walking, or whether you're just taking a moment, just be in a comfortable seated position. For now, I'm going to take a deep breath in. I'm going to close my eyes for this one. You can leave your eyes open if you prefer. Um, and then you can also, I think it says there's someone else in here, admit all. You can leave your eyes open or you can stay, keep your eyes closed. So welcome to everyone who's joining. Hi, Tamara. Um,
Hello, hello.
how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. Sorry I'm late. I just got back in, well, just made it back to my mom's house. We had went to Alabama.
Oh, wow. Safe travels to you. Okay. Well, I know it's hot out there, so I'm glad you're cool. You're in your car and relaxed. We're about to start the meditation.
Okay.
We're actually talking about how our body sometimes is trying to speak, and sometimes we're not listening because we're trying to push certain emotions or feelings away. So, we're just going to do a guided meditation on how to hold space for your body and seeing what is my spirit literally telling me? Like, what is being communicated in this stillness? So, you can
Okay.
close your eyes if you would like. We're going to start with our breath and slowing it down to signal to our nervous system that we're safe and we're in a good space. So, I put my hand over my heart. You don't have to do that. You can do whatever feels most comfortable. So,
Okay.
let's take a slow, deep breath in through the nose, and we're going to exhale through the mouth. And I want you to continue flowing with your own breath in your own pattern. And as you continue inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth, take a moment to acknowledge and notice the quality of your emotions in this moment. How are you feeling? What emotions are coming up for you right now? Are you feeling heavy? Are you feeling light? Are you tired? A little overwhelmed? Do you feel a bit stressed? Do you feel like you're holding a lot? Are you feeling a little sadness or a little worry, a little frustration, anger, disappointment? You could also be feeling happy. That's okay too. Joyful, at peace. And as you take a moment to observe your emotions, try not to judge anything. Just ask, why do I feel that way in this moment today? What is my body communicating with me in this moment? And as you sat in this moment, I want you to tell your body, I see you. I hear you. I acknowledge you. So many of us have been taught to get it together and quickly just pull it together that sometimes we forget to acknowledge our own emotions, our own feelings. So just take a moment to let your body know, I see you, I hear you, and you're worthy of acknowledgement in this moment. And as you take this moment to hold space for yourself while breathing in through the nose and exhaling through the mouth, take a moment to speak back to your body. How can you reassure your body that you're safe as you continue elevating, as you continue growing? Take a moment to also hug yourself and say, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of all that you've carried, all you've survived, all you've been through, all you've experienced. And we're going to be okay. We've got this. And you can gently release and open your eyes whenever you're ready. How are you feeling, ladies? If anyone wants to share, um, in this moment in particular, one of the things I felt as I was doing the meditation was I felt like I needed just a moment to be still, to acknowledge kind of where I was. Because sometimes we're moving through and we're doing and we're going. And I think for me, just taking that moment, the thing that came up most for me, at least the emotion that I felt the most was like tired, a little bit tired. And I just needed a moment to just woosah and just rest a bit. Um, and if you want to share, you can. You also don't have to. There's no pressure to share. But that's what kind of came up for me was, hey, we're tired. Let's make sure we get plenty of rest tonight. We need the sleep. You've done a lot, especially last week was a very packed week for me. It was very busy, a lot busier than usual. So I think my body is just like feeling those effects of it's time to rest, time to exhale for a moment.
I felt the same way. Like tired, you know. I've been doing a lot of traveling. I came to Florida. I had to go to a funeral Friday, and then I took my mom to Alabama Sunday, and, and then we just made it back today. So, and then I still got to go back to Atlanta tomorrow. So it's like my body's like, yeah, you're tired. Need a rest.
It's time. Yeah. At least when you get to Georgia, hopefully you get a chance to rest and like relax.
Yes, yes,
It's amazing to me how our bodies are always speaking to us and communicating with us. And sometimes we just need a moment to listen, just a moment.
yes,
We don't need long, just a few minutes to just acknowledge where we are, what we're feeling in that moment and what's coming up. And not trying to always fix it right away. Like, I think sometimes we're like, let me fix the problem, but just giving us a moment, giving our bodies a moment to speak.
right.
Oh, go ahead, Liz.
For me, that felt so helpful too, because I think historically I have judged any emotion as like not allowed, not the non preferable ones like fear, anger, sadness, and hurt. Um, and, I think as I like mature, um, as I get older and experience more of life, I'm just like, those are part of the human existence. And sometimes I find myself still wanting to bypass them. And so, I've had a lot of life transitions recently, and just taking a moment to sit and be there feels so foreign, but you know that the more that I practice, the easier it gets. and also like reminding myself like this is part of the human existence. So when I stop right now with this practice, it really helps to just sit with it, you know. And I know Lindsay from before, and it just comes up for me to say that a lot of people think that like meditation is some sort of weird like spiritual thing, but I mean most religions say to meditate. Like, you know, the Bible says it, a lot of different religions say it, and spirituality. So it feels really helpful to just sit with myself and what I'm feeling as like it just has to pass through. And that's one of the statements that I remember. Like the only way out is through. Like if I don't feel it now, I'll just store it for later.
Yeah, that's
You
real.
know, so that's been helpful to just be here and let it be what it is, you know, and let it feel it and cry if I have to or hash it out if I have to. But this helps to just be here and just be present. And this is what being present feels like.
Yeah. Wow. Beautifully said too. Because like you said, I was always taught to kind of like suck it up, you know, kind of very, very rough style parenting of like crying wasn't allowed. And then on Friday night, I just felt really led to write a poem. And as I was writing this poem while the rain is coming down, I just cried. I was writing a poem because I had missed my grandma. And for those who don't know, I've my grandma raised me, you know, until I was 13. And then of course she passed away from cancer. And so it was so hard for me to like, how am I supposed to live without you? What does life even look like without you? And I just was forced to kind of just keep going through it. And in during the pandemic, when I had hired a mindset coach and licensed psychotherapist, one of the things she said was, you never really grieved. Like you just had to kind of keep going, and that's what you were encouraged to do, which is normal. So I think on Friday, for me, just writing that poem and just crying, oh my goodness, it was the best emotional release that I needed over the weekend. And I just, that Friday night was just so powerful for me just this weekend to just cry through writing, emailing it to myself and just crying as my phone light is on. I'm just going in on all the beautiful memories and what I missed and the beautiful moments. And thank you for this. And here's some updates on what happened and what my life has changed into. It's just, it felt therapeutic for me to just finally acknowledge and release that. So not try to fix it. I think that's the number one key that I want to encourage you to feel. Sometimes you don't need to fix the emotion. You just need to let your body know it's safe for you to feel and to hold whatever you're feeling in this moment and say it's okay. It's okay. I don't have to fix it immediately because I don't have to always have a solution or have all the answers for everything in the moment. Yeah. Oh yeah, go ahead.
It was amazing because the question you asked about, you know, abundance, that, you know, people talking about money and all of that. Um, it through the years, you know, one of the things was like where my desire for abundance came from was um that when I was growing up, I learned, you know, like this is what God chose for us. And it made me feel like I'm just gonna be here. So whatever comes out, if I cry, just gonna let it happen.
Safe space. Yeah.
Um, I grew up with a family of six, and we didn't have a lot. And my parents didn't have a lot before they came to this country. And I was born here. Um, and I grew up feeling like I wasn't worthy because I saw like everybody else could do stuff. And people always say comparison is a killer of joy, but I didn't understand why God chose this life for us. Like, what did we do or did wrong? And as I got older, I created this idealistic view of like, it has to look like this. And it was fear. It was fear. It was like, if I don't have this stuff, if I don't have this lifestyle, if I can't get what I want, if I can't keep up with, what's happening, then I'm not worthy. And I think there was an inadvertent like fear of, well, I'm going to get this stuff. Because if I don't have it, that means I'm not worthy. So I tried to circumvent that and be like, I'm going to work 3 jobs. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get things so that I can prove to myself that I'm worthy. But it was fear of not being worthy. And so what I was trying to make up as abundance was a fear response. And that felt similar to what the person asked about, I started measuring myself by what I could achieve and by what I had and by the dollar amounts and the things that I could um, make happen. And that's heavy because then you're always measured by like what you can do, and that's exhausting. So I feel more like I'm loosening the grip of forcing outcomes and just trusting that what comes is the answer, is the path, is me moving forward. I didn't know I was going to give a speech today, but this has been so like beautiful to hear people's experiences and then bring up um, like the reminder of where we came from, like where we started and where we're going. And I think one of the fear responses too was like creating idealism, that everything had to be so perfect, like um, you know, that I was having a hard time operating just within everyday life. And I had to make everything look so perfect and oh my God, the events. And I had to be the person that never forgot anyone and made everyone feel special and, fixed everything. And I have the answer, I have the solution. And I just like, I got to the point 2 years ago, Lindsay knows, like I was just so depleted and exhausted at myself because it was me proving out of fear of all these things that I needed to be or do until I finally was like, I don't have any more. So now I'm operating off of trust and building my muscles to deal with how life comes and trusting. Thank you, Lindsay.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That touched my heart in so many ways. There was someone who in the chat had won the prize. Rachel, she had mentioned that she won the prize. She's like, I never win anything ever in my life, not even a raffle. So me winning that $50 was like a big deal. And I'm like, really? And I'm like, but all you do is win. Maybe you just needed a sign that all you do is win, right? We get to define what winning looks like to us, what success means to us, what our life feels like or looks like, and we don't have to force anything. And I think there's these standards, like you said, that we create in our mind of how things have to be. And it actually ends up limiting us more than it does help us to see that this is the journey. This is what it was all about, was living the human experience, experiencing life through a whole new lens of maybe it's not really about like getting it perfect or everything being pulled together. Maybe it's more about us, like who are we becoming through the journey? That's kind of to me what I've continued to notice that success looks like to me is who am I becoming on the journey? And yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. That was so beautiful and beautifully said. Uh, I'm going to close out the meeting for now and end the recording, but I'm wishing you ladies a beautiful, amazing night. And just know that no matter what you're feeling, your feelings are valid, right? And giving your body a chance to speak. It's why I take every day to kind of just be in the stillness, is so that I can hear like what's coming up. What am I feeling? What am I noticing? And how can I support myself through this? Not try to change everything and fix it all, but just how can I support myself through it? And I can't tell you how many benefits have come just from that, just feeling better and less stressed because of the fact that I gave myself the space to have a voice in times where I didn't have that growing up. So it's just keep that in mind throughout your week as you continue. And safe travels to you, Tamara. I know you're traveling on the road. Safe travels. I know you'll be fine. And I just want all of you to feel supported and know that this is here for you anytime you need, or even if you just in your own quiet time take a moment to do that, to acknowledge yourself. It's powerful work. So thank you, ladies, for joining.
Safe travels, Tamara. I hope you have a great trip and it's rejuvenating and enlightening and incredible for you, and you have a great time.
Thank you, ladies. I appreciate that.
Sending you so much love, girl. Both, all of you ladies.
Thank
Hugs, love, safe travels.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.